Hello, welcome back to the channel. Well, last week I didn't put up a video to do with the Sinnis. Now, the reason for that is I've had a lot of stuff going on. I haven't overly been busy with the bike, but I've had life going on, such as I've actually swapped jobs, so I've had that little transitioning period, as they say. And also at the same time, I've had my kids over like Easter holiday, and if you have kids, you'll know you get absolutely nothing done. So yeah, quick little update as to where we are. So I've painted that end black, definitely looking the part. Now the other thing here is I've got a little bit of vinyl wrap, which is a bit of a 3D texture of carbon fibre. I'm only quickly putting it on there just because the hand guards do need to be painted black, because that ain't gonna fly for Instagram. And I bought this panel in black. So basically I've got all the pieces of the bike that I really kind of need. Now what I do need to do is, as you can see here, I've got a bit of chip on the paintwork, a bit more chips down here, and a little bit more down there. Basically the bike needs a tidy up, as you can see. So what is the plan now? And what's this video going to be about? Well, basically it's going to be the graphics kit, how I'm getting around to doing it and why it ends up being really expensive. Now, when it comes to the bike, there is no net. I mean, you can sort of see them online, but again, you don't know the measurements and stuff. So the way that I've actually gone about it is you get bits of paper, like nice long enough bits of paper, or even stick a couple of sheets together, and then you sort of trace over what the shape of the bike is, and then once you sort of trace that line, you then kind of want to make a measurement. So by making that measurement, it gives you, so that you know, say that's about 650 mil. So that measurement there tells you that you need to match that up on Photoshop. Now with Photoshop, you've got to make sure that you get the right canvas size. I work at 300 pixels per square inch. If you're not that sure about what Photoshop is like, then this might be a bit of an awkward one for you. But basically you need to match it up. You need to match up your pixels per square inch. So I use 300 because most people print at around 300. So that's ideally what I want to do. The other issue with working at that kind of resolution is you need a damn good computer. So not only just with the back, but you have to do it with basically every little piece and panel. So from the back, side panels, headlight, mudguard, and even the fault guards. And even I want to get down and do these ones here. Now for that, basically, I basically got a couple of sheets of paper, stuck them together, drew the outline, measured it, and then by measuring it, what I did then was put the bit of paper on the floor with the outline that I've done, took a photo of it, like that, and then from dead above, and then basically you have to fit it into Photoshop. Now I've run it at 300 DPI, digital pixels per square inch. That tells me the resolution, that gets me with my measurements and stuff. I then throw about another 5 mil on top for a bleed area. If you don't know what that is, it's just to compensate for different kind of printers. So you get some excess that will probably need to be cut off, but that's the way that I'm going about it. Then obviously you got all these difficult outcuts and outlays and loads of sorts of stuff that are going to make it even more difficult and awkward. Me personally, I'm just going to print it with these being printed, and then when I stick it on, I'll cut it out, push it in. So yeah, that's how basically I got my stencil. And you do need to know about digital platforms, i.e. like Photoshop and stuff like that. If you have no idea how to use it, then it's just, yeah, you're not going to do your own graphics kit. Now graphic kits are really, really expensive if you're having them custom made, and the reason for that is because it can take hours upon hours in order to do it. So luckily I've got a history in graphic design and digital art, so that's the only reason that I'm able to kind of do it. It's not something that most of you are going to just be able to achieve. Just, you know, it's not an easy part of the build. Right, so as you can see here on my computer, I have all the different files. Now, all of these ones just basically, so I've got my fender, my fault guard left, fault guard right, headlight, side light, all that kind of stuff. Now, if I actually go here to tank reel left, it will open it up. Now, I actually use GIMP, it's a free software, very, very, very similar to Photoshop. But as I say, it's free, as it's taken forever to load it up, and I actually had to upgrade my computer, so that all lights up very nicely in there. I've got it open because sometimes I'm doing a little bit of stuff that's a little bit too intensive and I need it to keep cooling down. Now over here you've got the rough layout, so if I just show you here, now by taking that off you can now actually see the whole theme of what I'm going for. Now it does help, I mean you can do it all with your mouse ideally, but I do have a graphics pen and tablet as well, and everything to do with bikes and stream. But basically, yeah, so that's sort of like the idea that I've got that I want to be doing. And then so if I go over to the side left, it'll take a little while for that to open up as well. These files are actually huge, they're not just quite simple ones. And obviously the computer does have a little bit of a meltdown in trying to open them because they're all at really high resolution. So there you go, that's the side version of it, so it's sort of one side of my side panel. And if I go to the tail, I don't actually have a screen recorder thing, so yeah, okay, and then that there is the tail end. So yeah, that's basically, I'm going for a Day of the Dead theme. I'm keeping with the Rockstar just because ideally it'll be pretty cool. Just to show you a few things. So basically everything's done, you know, by effectively this. So if I put that out like that, now you can see here that I actually had 2 sheets of paper. I then traced over the actual petrol tank, and so as you can see on my cursor, so yeah, traced over the petrol tank with a rough estimate sort of thing, and then what I did was actually just grow it a little bit more. So if I just fade that out, we'll start seeing that, you know, the actual print area comes out just that little bit further, and that is just because of the bleeds in Photoshop and printing. So that's the ideal of it, to be quite honest. So yeah, other things that you need to understand is everything works on layers, so that's why I can press all these different buttons. So obviously I can take out my logo, take out Rockstar, and then, you know, I can just keep taking stuff out. It's all done just by layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, so that you can sort of start seeing roughly how it all goes. And I'll keep some stuff, for instance like with that, the Rockstar there, because I can transfer from one file to the other in order to keep it all consistent between all of it. So basically here it is sort of like the whole net of it. I'm trying to organise it so that the print shop can just run it off. I had to ask the print shop what their resolutions were, and it's 65 centimetres by any length that I want. And it's actually amazing seeing all the stickers all put together, and that's basically the graphics kit that I'm going for. So with a bit of luck it will work like that. Now for these splits here, I've done a little 5mm overlay on either side because obviously it's 2 separate bits, so the idea is they'll overlap and you'll never actually see the seam. That's the idea, hopefully, anyway. So hopefully, as you can see, I've basically been burning midnight oil in between having the kids and going to work in order to actually start getting this all set up and stuff. But thought I'd make a nice little video, even though I've been struggling a little bit for time, and I haven't really been feeling too well either. So I thought, you know what, I'll do this video, show you roughly what it is in future that it should be coming to. As for actual time when it will be done, again, I'm at mercy between work and whenever a print shop is actually open, but luckily we're all out of lockdown on a Monday, so ideally I should be able to get it printed. I've also been paid, so that's even a bigger bonus, because that was a bit of a stress because I wasn't really sure if I was going to get paid for my last job. But yeah, everything ended up going really well. I even treated myself to a helmet. But yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed this video and you can see and understand why these graphic kits are actually really, really expensive. Yeah, it's not just an easy feat of just, oh, I'm gonna doodle it up and just do it. No, there's a lot of work that goes into it, especially when something's custom and you're asking for graphic design to be done. It's just always that way. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and yeah, till next time, write it out.